It's a cruel It's a cruel, cruel summer. Leaving me here on my own. It's a cruel, cruel summer. Where you wrong, you're not the only one. It's a cruel, cruel summer. Leaving me here on my own. It's a cruel, cruel summer. Now you're gone.
That's old me, not the new me. I almost did it again with the audio. What is up? Hell of a weekend. No energy drink weekend.
I have one.
That's you. So, what did I watch last night? Oh yeah. What's like on Netflix? There's an Italian film called A Classic Horror Story. It was alright. It's worth a watch, I guess. Some pretty gory effects in it too. So it's my pick of the week.
I know what else we watched last night.
Yeah. Crickets. That's Uncle Bill's audio from that video they did last week or so. They must have a pack of crickets in his house. Or he's out on the porch. Yeah, I like that movie, Bubba. But anyway. So, what's up, everybody? Hey, now. Well, thank you, Choppin' Mall. You got the info. And I can't see, so I'm going to take these off so I can see. Oh. Man, this video looks horrible. or it's just me. I don't know. This camera should be doing a lot better. Maybe it's the lighting, but we're gonna go with it because I'm not gonna change anything at the moment. Let's see. Yeah, sure the info. But I was wondering about the Phantasm news that came over the last couple of days about the hey, Ken Carlson. I'm the rated R no star. Chris, I would guess that we're going to go to Scarefest if it's being held, because Dana, we didn't go one time and I never heard the end of it. So, so usually what we do is we go on a Saturday and spend about 2 hours, 3 hours walking around, and that'll be it, because that's all I can do anymore. I mean, because it's okay. There's not really any conventions I really want to spend the whole weekend at anymore. But there might be one. But, we'll see. Because, shit, man. It's a lot of energy. Well, I mean, hey, Ken, everything's different, As that sitcom taught us, different strokes for different folks will rule the world or something. I don't know the rest. But, yeah, I mean, I dig it. Of course, Ravager, I don't think much people care for that, and I'm in that camp, but it's just a cool-ass movie. But it's kind of strange. I mean, if you really are wanting to get the first two, which those are I don't know if you would say those are the best. I mean, looking back on it, they kind of are the best entertainment-wise. Some of the sequels, I don't know. Ravager obviously is bad, but there are some charm to it. It definitely 3 is okay, but I like 4. I know that it just the way it cut back with the story and time and stuff, and it also kind of looped back at the very, very end, and I thought that was the perfect way to end in those movies and just let them go off into the sunset. But yeah, I mean, John, I wanted to love it too, and Wes was talking about this a long time ago, that that was more of a web series they were doing, and they just kind of morphed into a film. Yeah, the deleted scenes in part 4 are pretty good, Apollo. 3 is okay in a goofy way. But the first one is obviously, and it's almost like Alien and Aliens, because you got Alien, which was the scary one, and then Aliens came, and it was the more action-oriented. So, part 2's got a lot of action in there as well. But, I mean, both. Well, I don't think they were thinking about a sequel, so, yeah, it didn't make sense. No, I mean, Phantasm and Sense sometimes don't go together. But they're asking like $22 for the 2. And they were saying something about the first one had like an X-rated gore cut, which I'm wondering if that's on the Sphere set. If it is, I mean, I'm not going to rebuy it, but Well, Ken, I don't know about that, but I'm sure they're getting the lists together of all the good extras they're going to be releasing. I mean, I'm trying to see about getting a Scream steelbook for the 4K they're going to be putting out. So October is going to be a costly month because you got that, and I got the Night Stalker series on Blu-ray. So I mean, there's all kinds of, and I'm sure there's more. Yeah, I mean, definitely was like that. What's my favorite Robert De Niro movie? That's a random question. I guess, you know, I mean, I'd have to say for him starring as the central character, it'd have to be Taxi Driver. But he's good in Goodfellas. But Taxi Driver would be that. I don't know about getting that set for the Thing on 4K, but the Steelbook would be good. I see. I don't know about that Apollo. If it comes with the movies, I think it's just the series because the movies were released individually, like on what Kino did them, and you know. What's this little girl doing? Where you at? This little girl is crazy. But Matt says 5 seconds of gore with the preacher. Because, I mean, part 2 is the 4K restoration from the Sphere set. But I was thinking they were going to release the movies by themselves, like in a set. So I don't know why you would want to buy 1 and 2 unless those are your favorites, I guess. Definitely, I don't foresee them releasing 3 and 4 as a double feature. Shopping Mall, have you seen Satan's Little Helper? Yeah, I mean, I believe so. It's the one that Jeff Lieberman did. I saw it on like the old HD net. It was one of the premiere movies on there. It was all right. I think that's one you're referring to. What was Amanda Plummer was in it, I believe. Get out of here. Yeah, I would assume it's the same extras as the Sphere set. Girl. Easy, girl. Whew. But, yeah, I'm also trying to get that, Dana wants to buy me the Deep Red Arrow 4K, but then I say I'll get it. So, I get paid earlier than she does this week, so it's like, damn, I'm sure it's not, I'm getting it from Diabolic, so I don't think there'll be a problem, but and then I'm thinking about getting that Skinned Deep, is it Skinned Alive, the Severin release? I want to get that because I've seen the one version of it. I want to see this. I thought they released one, but I don't know. It was like Turbine, or maybe I'm just confused. But I'm okay with the Blu-ray of it. I mean, that movie, I don't know how much polish you can put on that, but I think it's pretty clear from that. Oh. No, I don't know if Dana's got the Living Dead Criterion. That was one that was pretty much discounted to $20 immediately. I haven't seen the work print either, so unfortunately, Dana will be up here on here a little bit later, as she takes the second hour. Hey Jackson, you his now. Whoop. So I didn't hear any more about those Nightmare M Street 4Ks or Blu-rays. I think they were 4Ks. think they kind of hushed after that. But I had a movie I've had for, God, I want to say 15 years at the earliest, maybe 16 years. It was Mondo Macabre called Mansion of Madness, and I have never watched that movie. And so I watched A La Carte. It's the same director earlier than I was watching that, and I thought, well, I need to watch this. So I finally did, and it was a little goofy. It got a little bit better near the end, but still goofy. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of great options for 4Ks out there. And I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Every day they announce so many new 4Ks. Chris V, are you going to be going to the Scare Fest, or? Let's see here. I really like that. Those Universal Steelbooks look freaking cool as fuck. Yeah, I agree with that, Chris. I'm not even really caring about, guests, but, definitely, like, Technicolor stuff looks really good on 4K. Some of the older films. Yeah, the Howling sequels, I mean, obviously they probably, a lot of them were, like, multiple crammed onto one Blu-ray, but I got your mama is a werewolf or something, your sister's a werewolf, and that looks pretty decent. I mean, oh boy, dogs bark. I don't know what's going on anymore. Well, Howling 2's it's like a low budget with Christopher Lee, Sybil Danning, and Reb Brown. But the third one is Australian, which makes it like a little bit more interesting. And then you go for the rest, it's like craziness. There's line dancing and Bad Moon Rising. But I don't know, Ken. I mean, I'm going to look and see what the price difference is, but I'm only going to get the Dracula one. I don't need any of the others. I like Burning for You, Chris. Well, Jackson, her boobs coming out over and over again is just like, it's like heaven, ain't it? I actually met her at a convention and got her to sign my my Chained Heat poster. I got her and Linda Blair to sign it. I thought that was funny. But I was gonna show something here. I think I showed some movies on Vaughn Live a while back, and I showed this movie, so it's coming out, later. I don't know. Yeah, I should have, but I can't. Also, I found, and we had like a, it's called The Great Escape, but it's basically comic books and all kinds of shit. They got tons of magazines. They had a bunch of the old Playboys, and I was just looking through them while Dana looked at records, and I found a Sybil Danning because she was in Playboy, but it was also signed by her, so I got it for like $1. So I was like, hell yeah, I'll buy that for $1. Yeah, that's a good bad movie. Oh, you're talking about, I can't even say it. Mutos. Yeah, this is a fun movie if you haven't seen it. I wouldn't say it's on the level of Evil Dead, but it's like a German Evil Dead-ish movie. A lot of crazy gore effects and like homemade gore effects. It's pretty fun. I don't know about that shopping mall. I look like one of his cousins. I don't know. I had to I shaved my beard. I'm trying to grow some of it back, but it's being weird. Apollo, sometimes you just can't turn the page. The pages have melted together, unfortunately. I still have a bunch out in the garage, and I was trying to find some that were worth any money, but unfortunately I couldn't find any that are worth my time to put on there, but you never know. I got comic books and all kinds of crap, but I'm sure that they've aged a little bit out there, especially the comic books. I didn't really take good care of them like I should have. I mean, they're in the box, but I don't believe some of them are not in the little plastic sleeves because I'm not anal about comic books. Ooh, I'd like to see that. Pamela. I used to watch Nancy Drew in Howdy Boys Mysteries. Yeah, I need to check the comic books. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get to a point where 8K is going to be something. At least, I mean, there's just no content. I don't have any detective comics, or at least old ones for sure. We'll go back to the dawn of the disc. I'm sure that first one will be out at the very least. This is a crazy movie. Charles Band's Crash. It's kind of like the car movie. Yeah, I know it's somehow possessed or something. I remember watching it. It's not that great. And then they're releasing those. My head's getting misty. Let's show this head. Get Jack Frost.
What do you think of my new shirt, Steve?
Oh, gosh. Let's see it. Dana got her own swag. Come over and show it.
Well, I was going to show it when I was on there.
Look at that. That's her. She's got a shirt with her face on it like Orange Cassidy.
Well, I wanted to show off this new merchandise so people know what it looks like.
Was it T Republic? T Public. Well, one of these days, I will go in to check out the comics and kind of go on the internet and see if I can find any. If I have the ones that are not raggedy. Yeah, I know, Jackson. Oh, man, Chopping Mall, I like that. Dude. Melissa. Sweet Melissa. Come on. That's a great. I mean, I dig it, but I mean, it can be. There are shirts coming. You have to ask Wes about these shirts. Because we're getting together to design one or something. Well, actually, I don't have enough high definition pictures. Yes, man, that song was great. You just need to find a girl named Melissa, and you've got a song. Hey now, Darren Burrows is in the house. Well, Ken, I have seen a little bit of Homebodies on YouTube. There is a print on YouTube, but I have not watched it all enough to really to get an idea of how good it is. Well, I think he might like that. And Darren, I know Wes commented on one of your posts. If you ever want to do anything podcast-wise or whatever, just let me know and we'll figure something out. If you want to, if you don't, that's cool too. I mean, shit. I'm cool. I'm my best thing I like doing is nothing.
I can vouch for that.
I don't know, Jackson. I don't know about getting that. There you go. This is what everybody should get. Uncle Bill, the Woody Woodpecker collection. All right, cool, Darren. Anytime. Well, not anytime, but you know what I mean. Mountaintop Motel Massacre.
I have that.
You got thoughts on it, Dana? Because I mean, I saw it.
They want to know about it, if it's good or
What do you think about it? Is it underrated?
I don't know if I'd really call it underrated. It's just like
It's not rated.
One of those that I call goofy good fun.
Goofy good fun. I mean, I don't know about this MVD sale, but last time I checked, their prices are their sale isn't much. And I'm pretty sure that everybody else said that. This is not a bad, these are German movies, but Anatomy. I think it's partly that, Jackson. But these are pretty good from Germany from 2000. Obviously, the first one's better, but not too bad. I remember renting those. I maybe on DVD, but it's been many years. I'm not sure about the Dementa 13, or I call it Dementia 13, but Cannibal Hookers. Hello. And you get hookers with a hacksaw, so there you go. I did get one of these sets. I got the it's been over a year. I got the Escape from New York set, which really cool stuff, and I mean, I really like it. I'd have to see what this thing's going for. Fuck, 40 pounds. I mean, that's like $55-$60. Jackson saying about Don't Breathe. I thought it looked okay, but never checked it out. Don't Breathe was pretty good for what it was. put out Silk Stockings, the TV show, or I don't recall a movie, but you know, I'm sure that title had to be used. But Don't Breathe was okay. But the thing about the second one is they're taking the villain from the first one and now you're making him the hero. And I don't want to spoil the movie for you, Jackson, but he does some really bad things. And I mean, I'm not just talking about violence. Yeah, I'm not saying that's not the best movie in 20 years, obviously, but it's not a bad one. Yeah, I like the sleazy one on USA. It actually started on CBS back in the late 80s and 90s, or early 90s. They did the Crime Time after Prime Time. So they had all these low-budget crime dramas, and that's where Silk Stocking started, and then they moved to the USA Network after that was done. Is John Carpenter's The Thing the greatest remake ever? I would say it's no, I think it's better than The Fly in my opinion. So yeah, I would say that. Is he unforgivable? In my opinion, yes, but you know, I don't know. I don't think it's as high. It's not got a lot of talking in it, especially when, of course, these guys are breaking in the house. And so there's not, Apt Pupil definitely had a lot of dialogue in it. Hard Target on 4K. You get to see Van Damme's mullet. That's a great movie, and I mean, soundtrack is killer on this shit. I loved it. No, Darren, I didn't see the Miguel Nunez interview because it's like we we were at a convention one time and we were sitting next to him, or sitting in a table or area that was not next to him.
And you weren't impressed with him?
No, I can't remember what happened, but it was something weird, funny came to happen. But there we go. Now, if you want this, you can either order it from Arrow, but you do not want to get it from fucking Amazon in the States because they want $60 for it. You can get it for at least $10 cheaper. Well, Apollo, I don't know if there's a guy who takes a lot of the Hong Kong movies and remasters them himself and put them on Blu-ray. And I got one he did called he did one for Hard Boiled, and I don't know if he's got Better Tomorrow. I think he does have The Killer out, but they look pretty good because he gets them from some source and he runs it through some process. So yeah, about Apt Pupil, Jackson. As far as I remember, because it wasn't, I think it's called Hong Kong Rescue. So if you want to look that up, if you have a Blu-ray player, you can actually buy the movie and download those files and then burn it to the Blu-ray yourself. But you know, he does send them. He makes the case, or not the cases, but the covers and everything. Everything looks super professional, and it was really not too expensive. Maybe like $20. I don't know the pricing on everything, but for the let me go find it real quick. Just to give you an idea.
Are you looking for the ones that guy custom makes or whatever?
Yeah, but I should have it pretty nearby, I would hope. But I'm not gonna. I'll give it a shot to see if I can find it. That's what happens when you have too many damn movies. Or did I put it in Blu-ray? What was hard boiled eggs?
Anything's an alphabet order.
They're in lettered order, but Well, I can't find it. I don't know what I did with it. Oh well. I'm sorry. I can't find it. But anyway, Hong Kong Rescue, I think it's called. Well, Jesus, Darren, that's kind of... There you go. He bailed after 20 minutes. It's lovely. Manel Nunez was with Pizzow, and he kind of bailed after 20 minutes.
Oh, really?
Oh, you're welcome, Apollo. Got, and there's some reviews on YouTube for stuff too. If you probably run a search for that on YouTube. Yeah, I mean, I'm a Blu-ray behind on Savage Streets because I know that they've released another one, and I can't remember if it's the 2019 Blu-ray, because I got the first Blu-ray. I got the first DVD, and then I got the second DVD, and then I got the Blu-ray, and I still have them all. I don't know why, but well, maybe I just have the first DVD and the Blu-ray. But yeah, I don't know. That would be insane if they released Savage Streets to see Linda Blair's boobies float in 4K. This is a good one. Home Alone in the Dark. That's one I'll see about getting, but not very quickly.
I'm getting that one.
Well, then I ain't getting it. It's also for my favorite part of the movie film, The Inner Positive. And here's the Kolchak. I honestly don't think. I think it's just the show, but I don't know if they'll even list it, which they don't even. But I'm pretty sure who's putting this out. Well, it's Kino Lorbre, so they, unless they've lost the rights to those two movies. Hey, the poet, what is up? And there's our Phantasm, the great groundwork. Yeah, hopefully, I mean, I'm okay. So, I mean, it's got to be, I would still buy it for the movie, but maybe they got a reversible. I don't mind that one, that artwork. I really like this, even though it makes kind of crazy, because you got Mike or Mikey, whatever, he's just like jumping in the air with a gun. But some of the other crap is cool. I need to watch Night Porter because I have it and I was watching some of it, but I didn't get into the meat of the story. Yeah, it's a bummer to buy the crap over and over again. I know that. There are certain things I'm not buying no more. I'm not buying any more Evil Dead movies. I don't have Army of Darkness in 4K. Maybe that one, but I've got all those. No, Matt, I haven't seen that. That trailer. Yeah, the poet, you would hope. Or you can get John Carpenter's Vampire La Mortis with John Bon Jovi.
I thought he meant tape heads at first, that old movie.
Get you some Bergman, Seventh Seal. From Dust to Dawn Steelbook.
Does Army of Darkness need to be on 4K?
No, it does not. No. Not really.
It does to me.
Because half of it's going to probably be cleaned up, and then you know those grainy shots are going to be still grainy.
Well,
Let's see what this is about. A boot. $30 for a 4K steelbook of Dust to Dawn from Target. I don't know.
Is that gonna be a Target exclusive?
I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, no photos. Yeah. There's your Ronin flicks. But I don't know if that was really a... I don't know if it's a great thing.
I like that watermelon.
Thanks, Matt. I think you sent me a thing on Discord. I'll check that out. Oot. Yeah. But I appreciate the boobs. Yeah, I was looking for that Steelbook, and it's not for sale yet. Or not for pre-order or anything. And you can get you... Here's some more Van Damme. No retreat, no surrender.
Van Damme didn't die or something.
No.
Well, they got all this stuff out.
Well. Yep. Got to go to S-Mart. Actually, if you've never seen No Retreat, No Surrender 2, it's a completely different movie, but it's a great action Hong Kong. Maybe it was Thai. I don't even remember, but it's just crazy. It's freaking nuts. It's awesome. Cynthia Roderick is in it, and what's his name? Lauren Avalon. I don't know. Let me think. I kept those Savage Streets, the Savage Street DVD. I don't know why, because it's just the way it looked. I did keep the Hammer released some Blu-rays of they had like a box set of their horror movies, and they released them on Blu-ray, but I kept the set anyway because of this. It was just cool looking. I haven't seen the Malignant trailer. I mean, I've read some stuff about it and heard some people talk. Did I? Yeah, I did.
You want some of this?
Cynthia Rodrock. No. Thank you. So there's the Amazon. Well, that's Amazon UK. What's the difference here? Uh-oh, Disciplines of Shaolin. Nice. But I watched the DVD earlier today, and that Mansions of Madness, I mean, it's perfectly acceptable looking. I mean, you know, so, I mean, and that thing, like I say, that thing is 15 years old at the least, so luckily no disc rot. And I got this, I think it's Studio Canal or somebody put it out, Prince of Darkness, which they said they used pretty much the same print for, Studio Canal. But I didn't get all the extra goodies. But it looks really good. I love watching that around Halloween. Boom. Black Mask is the dubbing on that kind of kills that movie, but I would rather watch it with the dubbing than read the subtitles. Like sometimes, especially in that kind of movie with so much shit going on. But the sequel, City of Mass, Black Mass 2, with Rob Van Dam, was really goofy. But Cinema Outpost. I think I've watched that. I seen the Outpost 2 Black Sun. I think I saw that. I can't remember. It almost seems like I watched that before this one. Renegades on the retro VHS thing. I actually saw that when I was in the Army. Because I just went to the theater on base and watched everything. It's one movie I haven't heard about in years. So apparently, this has only got the 4 monsters in it, and it's like a big digibook kind of thing. But yeah, I got that. I got a coffin set from I guess it was Amazon UK. Man, Scarface is cheap as hell now.
For 4K?
Yeah.
How much is it?
$10. I did download it, yes. I don't know if I got the director's cut. Now I'm going to have to go back and get it just to be on the safe
You
side.
don't know if you got the director's cut of Scarface?
No, something Darren's saying about to be 20. But it's funny, that chick, the blonde chick, I think Gloria something, she was in a movie with Hugo Stiltz and John Huston called The Bermuda Triangle, and it's just funny to see her with these other actors. I mean, she's gorgeous. Actually, the riff tracks is on YouTube now of that movie, so if you want to watch it, probably to enjoy it a little bit better. And at least she was in a bikini, at least for a few minutes that I saw it.
I want that Scream 4K.
Yes, I do too. Herod Mod is going to come on Blu-ray.
Well, Bud Cort's in that.
Yes, Dana, he's Bud Cort.
You don't know who Bud Cort is?
Yes, I do, Dana.
Sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, I got the Vinegar Syndrome app, and then they announced some of these movies. And I think Wes was asking me about them, and it's like, dude, I don't even know. Some of these, like, what the fuck is this? That's not She-Freak. I have the Terminal Island DVD from Code Red. It's an okay movie. It's basically they putting a bunch of fucking prisoners on an island, and that's their prison or something, you know. I don't know, but I don't recall seeing the director's cut of that one, Apollo. But it's got young Tom Selleck and Phyllis Davis. It's not a bad movie, but it's not overly crazy. But we watched this, Annie Lee's Meat Pies. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
It's got some Playmates in it.
It's a lucky.
And it's it almost makes me think of Motel Hell a little bit, but, you know, it's not exactly that.
Not as good as Motel Hell.
Yeah. Well, there were no Playmates in Motel Hell, so.
No, but you got Nancy Parsons.
I don't know. Girl School Screamers.
I had that on DVD, I think.
I mean, I've watched like 5 seconds of it, then I moved around. No, not Phyllis Diller, Phyllis Davis. Dana said that.
I thought that's what you were going to say.
I didn't say it. Oh, they're releasing Without Warning again.
On 4K?
No. And Children of the Corn 4K, which I don't really care.
I'm getting that.
Oh,
I don't really care about it.
that's cool, Apollo. I've watched this on Netflix, the Dirty O'Neill, The Love Life of a Cop. It's kind of, you know, sexy stuff. Sexy comedy. There's Christopher Lee. I like it when in her young stuff where she didn't get the boob implants and she could kick ass a little bit more.
Was that Cynthia Rothrock?
Yeah. Oh no, the chat disconnected. What the fuck? I got 22 people up in here.
Just the chat disconnected, not OBS?
Well, the chat here said
The YouTube chat.
that sucks. I was bring that over here or something. Strange things are happening. Alright, so let me bring this stupid thing back up. I don't know what I'm going to watch yet, Matt. I was thinking about watching Messiah of Evil again, but I'm going to see if there's something on Shudder that might be good. Well, 3 months at least, the poet. Unless they do something like Malachi Black. I don't know how he got it in there. No, it's me, Darren. Sorry. My thing I was using to chat said it got disconnected for some reason. I have no clue why. So, I mean, if you don't have the Sphere set and interested for just the first two, then they'd be pretty cheap. I don't know. I want to watch that Jolt movie with Kate Beckinsale. I haven't watched that. So yeah, $42.99 plus $5 shipping in the U.S. So this is a hell of a better deal than Amazon. So I'm definitely probably going to be ordering it from here. And I saw this, man. I kind of like the Jalo thing, but I mean, I done got them all. I'm not gonna rebuy them. And I got Possessed. I have a copy of Fifth Chord and then Pajama Girl. I got both of those. So no, Darren, I did see it was on Prime, so I'm definitely gonna check that out. I don't know. I have to see how tomorrow goes because I like to watch stuff like that on Sunday. I did watch the new Suicide Squad, and I thought it was pretty good. Yeah, Amazon, if you don't have Prime, it's a ripoff. And even if you do have Prime, they don't ship things 2 days, 2-day shipping anymore for some reason. But definitely liked Suicide Squad because of James Gunn. His style was all over it. I just like in that type of movie, it's suited for something like that. And then, man, there's so many people that got killed in that movie that were on the team and stuff. It was kind of funny. They, you know, Chinese boxer. I don't know if I've seen that or not. I think I have, but I've seen one of his other movies, that Man from Hong Kong, which he went to Australia and everybody was saying how much of a prick he was. I thought that was funny. And then this movie was made after Enter the Dragon, and they thought, hey, who's going to be the next martial arts star? Joe Don Baker. Yeah, Vigilante. I don't have the 4K of it, but, you know, some of those 4K Blue Underground ones, they're tempting. Especially like New York Ripper. But I got the latest Blu-ray of that they released just, you know, maybe 6 months or 8-9 months before they released the 4K. And I was like, dude, I just can't spend another $30. I didn't know Robert Strauss did Jim Cotta and Force 5. Darker and Amber. Damn, that's some good shit. I thought they were going to do one. But I don't know. It might have been like one of those crowdfunded things where they were going to do it. The Bruceploitation. But yeah, I love that. I don't know if it might have just been a part of another documentary. There was one on Netflix or something. I can't remember the title of it, but it was really good. Something about kick and fist. I can't remember. But it was good. It had all the, pretty much all the guys. It had Bruce Lee in it. And to me, he's the best one. And he had the other guy, Bruce Lee. But yeah. I love the man, Bruce Lee, the man, the myth. I think it's just the man and the myth. Man, that's an awesome, fun movie to watch. It's really goofy and chunky. I think I got a poster of it I love. And Dana's really going apeshit about death streams. Well, at least it's $27 and not $37. I thought it was more than that. Love. I don't know when they're going to release that. They're going to do the 4K of Martin, apparently. Let me see.
What movie is Dana going apeshit on?
Deathstream.
Yes. I'm looking forward to that.
I'm looking forward to that, guys. Yeah. Well, the first Game of Death is really disrespectful too. The only thing I really like about Game of Death is the music. I just think the music in that is awesome, especially that montage at the beginning. It's almost like a damn James Bond movie with all the shit. I really did. I mean, I haven't watched that movie in a long time. Because it's really, like I say, it's kind of disrespectful, but oh, okay, yeah. I was thinking, because I saw Game of Death 2 in the last year or so, and I remember it. It's kind of, I would give it that it's at least a little, it's better than the Golden Harvest, or that first one. But, oh, here we go. Oh, man, it's delayed. So I'm not sure. But I'll probably get both of these. Well, I think they probably will. A lot of them will, Darren. I don't think like '90s, like the Phantom of the Opera. I don't think that'll get out there. But you know, I don't know about Trauma, even though I would like to see that. I don't even have a Blu-ray of that. I have a DVD rip that I copied. I think there is an HD transfer out there, but I don't know who put it out. But I mean, I'm sure a lot of his movies. I mean, especially considering Arrow is doing the big one, and Suspiria is already out, so always Inferno, Tenebrae. So there's a few. I mean, obviously Sleepless, but I'm not sure if that would be something that benefits. But it could. I just don't know. It looks decent on there, but it always has like a weird look to it. Not Tenebrae, but Sleepless. And then I don't know if I'll be getting this or not. Well, it's Eureka, so maybe not. I might get the Kino Lorbra's got the first. I don't know if they have them all. I got the second Sabata movie, Adios Sabata. That's my favorite. I don't know if I have to watch one again to compare it. And then 3, The Return. I don't know if that's. I ain't heard anybody say like that's the great one. I need to watch some Dagmar Hot Pants. Ooh, John Bamba. What? Touch of Evil on 4K. That's a crazy. I don't know if it would or not, Darren. Maybe. The only thing about that is those special effects that they did. Those, I don't know, something about special effects, if they're not rendered in 4K, look weird, but I don't know. I'm no expert. I got this on DVD a long time ago, and I heard people say it's really good, and I need to watch it because I know there's a 4K of this out, but apparently it's from Europe, but I need to. But it's a very long movie. I think it's over 2 hours, but I need to watch it. Also, just talking briefly about martial arts movies and Shaw Brothers movies and stuff. I saw where they're going to bring the El Rey network back, but it's not going to be on any cable. It's going to be like a standalone app, like Shudder or something. So. I don't, it was cool, especially those marathons, but with the Shaw Brothers, so I don't know, but if it's not super expensive, I might look into it. Dana Lynn, are you ready? Yeah. Inglourious Basterds steelbook. That'd be cool. And I never seen this. I need to see. I might watch this if I can find it. I got it somewhere. The Beyond Erotica. It's with David Hemming. He who abuses women due to his traumatic upbringing. That sounds like a good one. Fan of 976 Evil. It's okay. It's not something I think I revisited it back when it got in HD or something, but I'm not really like a super big fan of it or anything. And then they get the Underworld movies, which I got the Underworld, the first one on 4K, and it looks good. I only like the first one and second one. The rest of them are not that okay, but yeah, they're saying it's well. Yeah, sometimes like I got the 4-pack of this, and that's I'm not some of these movies I'm okay with DVD only, and I'm not really caring. But here comes Dana Lynn.
And everybody's gonna go away.
No,
Steve would if he could.
I am going away.
No, I mean you.
Dana, this is called a stinger.
Yes, dear, we know that.
Uh-oh. So, I'm going to let Dana take over and have fun with it.
I won't be boring people for too long because I'm getting ready to make some dip for mutton. I don't know how many people know about that.
Whoa. That's hurt.
But yeah. But I don't know how many of y'all saw my new shirt with my big old face on there. But this is like the original logo for Deadites on Deck. My live streams that I do. So in case anybody wanted to see a sample of the original artwork I have a second. Hey Matt, I have a second logo. Why does my hat seem crooked? I don't think your glasses are crooked. I think there's something with this camera that's making it crooked.
No.
Okay. Steve's getting this phone. Oh. Thanks, Darren. I like I said, I'm hoping not to keep you guys very long because I'm going to be making some mutton. Hey, Chris V. Do they have mutton in the UK, Darren, or is that like a southern United States thing? Because some people in the United States don't even know what mutton and burgoo and all that stuff is. But anyway, I'm going to be making some dip for mutton in a little bit here, so I want to get that done before it gets too late. Hey, the poet. I'm planning on right now, in case anybody's wanting to know. Oh, great, you have mutton in the UK. Do you like it? Because, like, Steve doesn't like it. I think it's the whole lamb, sheep thing. But I said he'll eat ground beef, hamburgers and stuff like that, but he won't eat mutton. That's kind of strange, but whatever. But some of you may be wondering when I'm going to do my next live stream on the 80s horror retrospective, and I'm planning on doing it Monday. I really wanted to do one this past week after Monday. I think I did one on Monday. Yeah, I think generally, Darren, the mutton is made out of lamb, which I don't like to think about because that's baby sheep, but man, does it taste good. And, as long as I know that makes me sort of a hypocrite, but as long as I don't think about where it comes from, I can eat it. A long time ago, when me and my cousin Heather were much, much younger, some kids at school told her that mutton was made from dogs and cats in China, and she was horrified. Did you find that thing?
I don't know if Chopping Mall's still here, but
Oh, there it is.
I found the hard boiled.
Where was it at?
It was in the right place. I just didn't read. I didn't see it, but it's pretty. Let me see. I think it is. I don't think I can give any further information other than it looks good and it's got multiple copies of it, and it's just a Hong Kong rescue. But anyway, it's got all the extras from like the Criterion and stuff. So, there you go.
So, Steve got to show off his disc that he was looking for earlier. But anyway, Matt's wanting to know what hard boiled is.
It's John Woo's last Hong Kong movie before he went to the States and started making like Broken Arrow and Face Off, and it's like it's really great. Chow Yun Fat, a lot of gunplay and stuff. There's like the final part of the movie takes place at a hospital, and the bad guys and there's like a fire, and they gotta get all these kids out and stuff, little babies, and they actually had little babies with explosions and shit. So it's awesome. So highly recommend it. And The Killer and A Better Tomorrow. I think those are in Better Tomorrow too, but so anyway.
Didn't we see one of them when we were in Austin?
We saw The Killer in Austin at the Draft House.
And Chris V says hard boiled is great.
Yep.
Man wants to know, is it better than Sidekicks with Chuck Norris?
Only slightly. Because, well, there's no sidekicks, so.
And Jay says hard boiled is amazing. Okay. But anyway, I've been sick, and Steve can vouch for me. I've been sick with some kind of virus. Not COVID. But just, I don't know, sinus infection or something. But it kind of took me down, so I didn't get to do another live stream this past week. So I'm planning on doing my next one this coming Monday. So, in case anybody is interested in coming to that, plan on that. It'll probably be about 6 o'clock or so. Unless things get behind here, and then it might be 6:30. But Jay says Bullet in the Head is great too.
It is. I forgot that one. I mean, I've got the Red Cliff. That was like his big epic. Then he made a little. I mean, it's been a while, but that's like on Pluto. So.
X-Ray wants to know if you're looking for your hentai.
All right, you've busted me, man. I'm looking for the real good stuff of the hentai. I want some tentacle porn.
While I'm busy,
Yeah.
he's gonna.
Well, I was gonna get on her Oculus and have some virtual reality tentacle porn sex with some kind of creature.
No, he's done had the VR porn.
Dana, please.
Well, you were talking about tentacle sex, so I was just saying
Well, that's a
what
joke.
really happened. Yeah, there is, for anybody that is thinking about getting an Oculus and you're a guy and you're into porn, Steve's giving the thumbs up. You can do VR porn. Where they,
Two girls at the same time.
Did you really have 2 girls?
I did.
Well, Steve says they're gigantic.
Well,
The women are.
the one was the first one, but it was like a weird aspect.
Jay wants you to show your Nikatsu pink film collection.
I do have some.
And Blair wants to know if anyone's heard from Jay Real. He's posting a bunch of pictures.
Yeah, he's still posing, so he's still okay.
But does anybody want to ask me anything or ask my opinion on
Your
anything?
head size, Dana.
My hat size? I don't even know what the heck my hat size is. Like the guy from Office Space.
I can't remember.
Oh, Steve loves his Oriental cinema.
Some of it.
Yeah, Steve likes quite a bit of it.
And whatnot.
Oh, Darren, you liked Edge of the Axe more when you rewatched it? Yeah, I think probably the more you rewatch that movie, the better you're gonna like it. I think, and I've heard other people say this, like even people that were in the movie, that that beginning shot in the car wash is just one of the greatest openings to a horror movie I've ever seen personally.
Goes downhill from there.
No, it doesn't. It's a good movie.
Oh, here we go.
But I'm glad that you rewatched it and you liked it more this time around. Blair, you want to know who is the greatest scream queen and why?
There you go. Sex, hell,
Steve, you're invading it. You had your chance to be on here.
and
You're going to get us banned for showing that. The greatest scream queen and why? In my opinion, my favorite and in my opinion, the greatest scream queen is Linnea Quigley. And I don't know if that's because I've met her, but I've met Brink Stevens too, and I liked Brink Stevens very well. But and Brink Stevens may be a little bit this way too, but I've read a lot on Linnea Quigley. I interviewed Linnea Quigley back when I was doing the Blood Type magazine quite frequently, and she just seems like a really down-to-earth person. She always talks about how shy she is. I mean, despite the roles that she takes and the amount of nudity that she has shown in movies, I do really think she's a good person. When you see her at conventions, she's not all running around there acting like a sex kitten or anything like that. And I don't think Linnea Quigley ever did, even in her younger days. She's told this story more than once that the first convention she ever went to, she hid out in the bathroom for a long time because she was just so nervous and didn't think anybody was going to want to meet her. And when I met her, she was really sweet. I talked to her about my dog, my little dachshund, who passed away at the end of March. But I had told her when I met her that I named my dog after her, and I did. I named her Linnea after Linnea Quigley, and I think she's a lot more personable than some of the people they call scream queens nowadays. And I'm not going to name names because this has kind of got me in Dutch by...
Did you eat all those jalapeno ranch Doritos 3D?
I'm sorry, Steve.
I am too, dude. I'm sorry.
I ate the rest of these chips last night, and I guess Steve was looking for them. But anyway, as I was saying, I got in Dutch for mentioning names of more recent scream queens and what I thought about them. And I pulled back on that, and I withdrew a lot of my comments I made. But I still stand by the fact that Linnea Quigley seems to have a good head on her shoulders and doesn't go around, just attacking men at conventions and carrying on like that. And I just think that there's no need for that, and there's no need to get drunk and do all these things at conventions either. The poet, you wondered if I've seen any good movies lately. Well, I watched one with Steve last night that was actually supposed to be Superstition 2, but it was called A Witch's Story. And it was one of those things where a witch puts a curse on a town because they burned her at the stake pretty much. But what I thought was weird was it happened in 1932 or whatever, and then it goes to the present day, or what was present day in the late 80s, and this little ghost girl that was hanging around with the witch shows up, and these girls get possessed and kill off the guys and stuff like that, and it was pretty decent. But I haven't seen a lot of new stuff stuff that I hadn't seen before. A lot of the stuff I've been watching is rewatching for these 80s horror retrospective. Darren, you want to see Deadly Manor now? I think I watched that one with Steve, and it was okay. It wasn't anything, in my opinion, outstanding. It was just okay. Um, Lesser known exploitationer. Slash. Well, Apollo's. We were talking about Edge of the Axe a little bit earlier when Darren brought that up. That was one that I had never ever heard of, and I don't know if it's because it was a Spanish made film, but I heard of Pieces, and it was Spanish made, and Slugs, that's Spanish made, and all that. And I really don't know how I missed that one, but that's one that's sticking out in my mind, probably because I recently rewatched it in anticipation of the live stream I'm going to do on Monday. Jay, you want to know what's my opinion on Steve watching The Sleaze? My wife pats me on the head like a special child when I watch that stuff. Jay, it doesn't usually bother me unless Steve's really, unless he seems like he's really getting into these women that are on there. But generally, Steve reminds me that most of this exploitation sleaze stuff, these chicks on here, they were young then, but they're old ladies now. They're either old ladies or they're dead. So he tells me, why are you worried about, a movie that was made 40 years ago or something with some chick that was hot then? And I really have no answer to it other than there's some of these women that he says still look good. And I don't know. I guess that's probably the only thing that bugs me. If he seems to be really getting into these women, and that goes for newer movies too. If he seems like he's really turned on by these women, some wives it may not bother, wives and girlfriends, but others are more sensitive, and I think I'm more sensitive to that. And then other times I really don't care, and I just shake my head and go in the other room or whatever and do something else because it's not really what I'm interested in. Yeah, Darren, I agree with you. Humongous is good. X-Ray. My opinion on Rob Zombie movies. Which ones you love, which ones you hate. No, they're not all turds, but I don't think that... Number one, I don't think Rob Zombie should try to remake classic horror films like Halloween. Never, 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 never should he ever have done that, because that was awful, and I would recommend nobody watch them. I know some people like them, and that's their prerogative, but I certainly wouldn't recommend them to anybody. I did not like Lords of Salem, and I didn't like that one where they, I'm forgetting it. Steve? Hey, Steve.
Yo.
Can you remind me of that Rob Zombie movie that, not Lords of Salem, that had Meg Foster in it, but that other one did... 31? Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought it was. Okay, I also didn't like 31. As you can see, I couldn't even remember the title of it. I do like House of a Thousand Corpses and the Devil's Rejects. I mean, I really, really like House of a Thousand Corpses. I thought that one, even though it was almost like he was trying to make one of those gritty, films like Texas Chainsaw Massacre and kind of dirty it up a little bit more by putting more cussing and stuff in it. But basically that early stuff, House of a Thousand Corpses, Devil's Rejects, that's my favorite stuff that he did. But I would recommend you stay far, far away from those Halloween remakes. And I really did not care for Lords of Salem or 31. They just weren't my cup of tea, I guess. Uh, X-Ray, you say Steve's horniness knows no bounds. Yes, at times that is certainly true. Um, and Chris V, you say Steve does seem very turned on by these ladies. Yeah, you guys should be here sometime when he's watching some of these movies that where these ladies are on there, and he's yeah. I won't go into details, but you can tell he's turned on by 'em. Most overrated horror movie or series. Um, I'm probably gonna take some flack for this, but I think one of the most overrated horror series is American Horror Story. I don't know why people. I don't know if they were just clamoring for another horror, like not really a television series because it was on cable or something, but I don't know if they were just, the nostalgia was taking over and people wanted something like, we had Tales from the Dark Side, we had The Twilight Zone from the 80s, then you had Tales from the Crypt later on HBO, and all those were great. But I really tried to watch American Horror Story, and I did not understand what all the hoopla was about with that. Um, and The Walking Dead was not this way when it first started, but as I've said before on zombie stuff, I liked zombie stuff back when zombies were on the fringes, where everybody and their mother was not loving zombies. And they didn't have commercials with zombies, and everything wasn't all zombified. I liked it better when George Romero started out doing like the Dead movies, and you didn't hear the common housewife talking about ooh 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 who's on Walking Dead, who's on Walking Dead, and these little teeny bopper girls wanting to get a picture or get something signed by the kid in Walking Dead. No, to me that's not what the zombie stuff is supposed to be about. It's not even supposed to be about whether you think a woman thinks Norman Reedus is sexy or not. That's not what that's about. And I think the whole Walking Dead series just completely went off the rails, and I completely stopped watching it when they killed Herschel off. I don't know if that was what set me off, but the after the first season or two, that show went off the rails for me too. And then they had spin-off after spin-off, like Fear the Walking Dead and all that stuff, and I just think it's time for it to stop. But I'm trying to think of an overrated horror movie, and I don't know. It's probably one of the newer ones, and I'm just drawing a blank right now. Better than Steve getting turned on by Tom Atkins. Yeah, I would be worried if Steve was getting turned on by Tom Atkins. I really would. Friday the 13th, the series X-Ray. Yes, I did. I enjoyed the majority of those episodes. I think the later episodes, just like with a lot of the other series, they weren't as good as the earlier ones. But it was still a worthy worthy television series. Yeah, Darren, I would agree the first season was probably the best. Actually, yeah, there were only like a few dozen legit zombie flicks in the 90s. Now there's like a billion of them. I don't even know if I would call them legit. I don't know what I would call them. Most of them were complete garbage, in my opinion. Yeah, I agree with you, Chris V, that young people today don't realize how nerdy horror used to be. Now, yeah, I liked when it was nerdy. I liked when it was nerdy and on the fringes, and now it just seems like a popularity contest or something. Oh, I hate it. Pauls, you say it is ironic that George used zombies as a critique on consumer culture, and now they're an asset to it. Yeah, very good. You guys are bringing up a lot of good points. Thank you, Jay. That you say my disdain for normie zombie popularity is spot on. Well, I'm glad somebody knows that. Um, Freddy's Nightmares, Darren. Freddy's Nightmares had some standout episodes, but probably the best episode of Freddy's Nightmares before it kind of got a little more goofy was, I think, the first episode, because they actually, if I'm remembering correctly, they actually showed the parents of Elm Street going after Freddy Krueger and chasing him down to the boiler room and burning him up, as much as television could show that at the time. Um, yeah, things are full of hipsters, um, and that's good. Well, I'd say it's going to be our downfall, um, and it pretty much this whole, I don't know what kind of culture it is, a culture of stupidity or something, has taken over everything, and it just makes me so angry. And I don't know how long it's going to go on, if it's going to keep going on until until all movies, music, everything just self-destructs into a pile of ash or what. But I'm hoping things change before it gets to that point. I know we're never going to go back to the way things were in the 80s or the 70s or whatever. But my gosh, what has really happened to, movies, books, music, you name it? This stain is all over all of this stuff, and it's right on the edge of just ruining everything that a lot of us fans used to love. And Steve gets on me all the time that he's like, why do you hate all this stuff? And it's not that I have a closed mind and I start out hating it. A lot of the stuff, I give it a chance and it just doesn't come through. It doesn't fulfill any of that need that I've got in me for good quality entertainment. Chris V, you're agreeing with Darren. While it's good to see young people get into horror, it does seem more like a trend than an actual appreciation for the films. Yeah, I think us guys and gals that are old school about it, we have appreciation for it. They're just trying to latch on to whatever they think is popular, whatever's going to make them cool. And that was something that we definitely weren't doing back in the 80s when a lot of us were growing up. We weren't trying to look cool. We didn't care about looking cool. We just knew what we liked. And Darren, you say some of these 20-year-olds saying back in the day makes me laugh. Yeah, it's like, what back in the day are you speaking of? Jay, you say art is more interesting and fun when made by passionate, crazy people, not by corporate boardrooms. Yeah, that was something kind of that I brought up in one of my last live streams, was the fact that I feel like anytime Hollywood gets a hold of anything, they ruin it. They run it in the ground too much, and they ruin it. And this isn't horror related, but it reminded me again of the superhero films, and again, I like some of the superhero films, but I have yet to have somebody agree with me that they kind of glutted the market right now. That's almost all you see is one superhero movie after the other, after the other, after the other, and they're just so freaking long that Steve was watching the second Suicide Squad movie today, And that sucker was over 2 hours long, and it felt like it went on forever. And granted, I wasn't sitting down and watching it, but it did seem, I was back in the computer room doing some things, but it just seemed like it went on forever. And I'm not saying it wasn't enjoyable. Steve was laughing quite a bit at it and stuff, but I just think that we've had way too many superhero movies in too short a time, and I think it's time to give another type of movie another chance, but they won't, because these movies keep making money and Steve's standing behind me with his arms crossed. What? Because I was bad-mouthing superhero movies?
I don't care.
I didn't say I didn't like them. I just said there were too many. And they were too long. Oh, Steve's putting the captain's hat up. Steve's got a Robbie the robot that I got for him a while back, and he's making it talk. Sorry I got on a rant there, guys, but
Tangent, Dana.
or a tangent or whatever. Does anybody else have anything that they wanted to ask or comment on, or otherwise I'm probably going to tie it up pretty soon, because Satan, you say you hate superhero movies. Ugh, it gets too much. I agree with, I don't hate them all. There have been some that I've liked less than others, and some I didn't really understand why they made them other than to make money. Because some people will go to the movie theaters or get a subscription to HBO Max at the drop of a hat if another superhero movie's coming on, unless they know how to do what Steve does. Oh, thank you, Jay. My rants are fun. Steve gets on me sometimes because he says I do tend to go on and on about one thing for way too long. And I do apologize for that in advance. Satan, you like the new Mortal Kombat. I can't say that I watched that, because I've said this before, I know, but I have this thing about, I generally don't like movies based on video games. I remember several years ago watching that House of Death movie with Ellie Cornell in it, and that probably set me on the path to hating those types of movies, because they actually had, when there were battles, they actually had the characters in the movie jump in the air and spin around just like they were on the video game. And I never cared for the Resident Evil movies or any of that stuff. It just never appealed to me. Silent Hill movies, those didn't appeal to me. Even though people have said, Dana, you like horror and stuff, why would you not like things like Silent Hill and Resident Evil and all that? Probably even if they made an Evil Dead movie based strictly on the game, I probably wouldn't like it either. What series do I wish would make a comeback? Friday the 13th, Elm Street. I would probably have to go with my first love, Friday the 13th. I do love the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, but I have a special place in my heart for those Friday the 13th films. Jackson J, you say not all movies are equal, though. Detective Pikachu was great. I can't say I've watched Detective Pikachu. I haven't seen that. Have you seen it?
No.
Okay. He says it's a kid's movie, but it's good. Have I Seen a Stranger Is Watching, 1982. That was that movie you were watching. Steve was actually watching that maybe a couple of weeks ago or something. And what I saw of it looked interesting. I actually need to sit down and watch the complete movie, though. Steve Satan saying you need to watch Born American by Rennie Harlan.
I was last weekend. I had my finger on it and I didn't do it.
And Jackson Jack, you say Sonic was also an enjoyable movie. I guess video game movies of any kind I'm probably not going to get into.
I do like, you like the new Godzilla movies.
Excuse me.
But I like the Maniac remake with Elijah Wood.
You do not.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, God.
I got a Blu-ray of it from Canada.
The best thing I can say about that movie is a couple of years ago, me and Steve went into a haunted house where they had the new Maniac set up. Remember that, Steve?
I guess.
You don't remember that?
No, I blocked it.
I think that's where the chick was asking for help.
Oh.
But anyway,
Obscure.
did you watch Mortal Kombat?
Yes, I like
Okay.
it.
Steve liked Mortal Kombat, everybody, so. Yeah, well, Chris V, I guess Steve liked the Maniac remake, but I'm going to stick with the Joe Spinell classic. Yeah. Steve was Born American with Rennie Harlan.
I might watch it tomorrow.
Yeah, but he says you were born American with Rennie Harlan. Rennie Harlan. Okay. Jackson Jack, you say I never watched it, but I do have the blue of Elijah Maniac. Is it really worth the watch, Steve? Don't lead me astray. He's wanting to know.
I mean, it's not super sleazy, but it's a different. Also, it's like a first person perspective, so you're seeing through Elijah Wood's eyes and stuff. So it's a little different that way. So it's pretty good. It's not like a classic or anything, but it's good enough to watch.
And there you have Steve's comments on Maniac remake. Darren, you say Maniac remake is decent, but nothing like 1980. I guess the reason why I didn't care for it is it didn't have that feel of the 1980 Maniac.
Because it wasn't made in 1980.
I'm saying that it didn't have that sleaze and all that in it, and you did. All right. Jackson Jack, you're always seen through Elijah Wood's eyes. That's kind of scary.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd want to be seen through anybody's eyes but my own, actually. When the eyes of Elijah are upon you. I hope no dogs were coming through here. But, yeah, now that I ranted and raved about Hollywood ruining everything and superhero movies and video game movies and all that, anybody have anything else for me? Because I know some of you are probably getting tired. It's almost 8 o'clock here. I'll wait a little bit and see if anybody says anything. Of course, I'm starting to get hoarse again, too. I think that's related to me being sick. I was running 101 temperature for a couple of days, so that was not fun. Chris V, I haven't seen the Golden Glove. Maybe holler at Steve and see if he's seen it. Steve,
No,
have you seen the Golden Glove?
I don't believe so.
Okay. Steve says he doesn't believe that he has seen that. No. Jackson Jack, I don't think I got COVID. I think it's more along the lines of probably a bad sinus infection. Thankfully, so far I've managed, knock on wood, to escape the COVID. Oh Lord, Darren, it's 12:45 a.m. Woo wee, you better be getting to bed, buddy. Any movies you think of as comfort food? Now, if we're just talking about horror movies in general, if I want to talk about comfort food, it's probably the ones that I remember growing up, and that includes, you know, like the classics like Halloween and stuff. Just because it's not really the content in them that comforts me, it's that time period that comforts me, and it takes me back to the first time I saw these movies and stuff. Because if I said, hey, this content comforts me, you guys might think I was kind of weird. The other kind that do that are like things like the Goonies and Monster Squad. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see when I was much younger for whatever reason. But things like that would be, if I had seen it back then. The Gate. Just really a lot of that horror stuff that I remember growing up, and a lot of stuff that I saw on TV before, prior to us having a VCR at my household, and being able to rent these things and seeing them, you know, with no cuts, nothing taken out, no, you know, all the nudity, all the sex, all the gore, all the cussing, everything was in there. Of course, that opened my eyes up even wider to the movie itself. But yeah, those are some that I think of as comfort food. Jay, you said Golden Glove is fantastic. Maybe me and Steve are going to have to watch that, because I just asked him and he said he didn't think he'd seen it. And Jackson Jackie say it ain't a black glove, so of course Steve ain't seen the Golden Glove. Yeah, that's good. It's not my favorite, but for some reason I enjoy rewatching Wes Craven's New Nightmare. In recent years, it's been my Nightmare on Elm Street go-to. I remember watching it in high school. I guess it's why, though 3 was always my favorite. Yeah, I have, you know, some of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, some of the Friday the 13th movies are like that. It's just, like I said, it's really not the content of the movie. It's how I felt, and that nostalgia that keeps coming back every time I watch those films. And it just makes me, despite what's going on the screen, it makes me calm and happy and takes me back to a time when I had less worries, less stress, all those things. And I just think that's why they make me feel comforted. Chris V, you want to know what my go-to pizza toppings are? Well, I'm a big pepperoni fan. I used to be a huge sausage fan, but not so much now. I like pepperoni. I like, if it has black olives on it, I'm fine with it. So I know some people don't like black olives. I even went through a spell where I was going to Wick's Pizza, which is a pizza parlor around here in Louisville. I think they have one over in Indiana as well, over the bridge in Indiana. But we have 2 Wick's Pizza places here in Louisville, and they have the best pizza. But I was going there quite often for a while, and I would get me a personal pizza, and it could have 2 toppings on it, and I always got pepperoni and tomatoes. Now, when I get that, I can't get it if Steve's going to eat it, but if I'm going to be eating it, then I can get tomatoes and pepperoni on it. Jackson Jack, you say documentaries on the movies almost work better than the movies nowadays. I put on Crystal Lake Memories and Never Sleep Again the past few Octobers, instead of the actual movies. That's interesting. Um, I really like the documentaries that have come out on those things. Another one that I really like on the Fright Night movie, You're Too Cool, Brewster. If you've not seen that, that one is really good as well. Um, Jackson Jack, you like pineapple, jalapeno, and bacon. I've never had pineapple on pizza, but I'm not saying that I would be against getting it. Um, Jackson Jack, Steve's not a big fan of tomatoes in general. Like, he'll eat pizza with spaghetti sauce that has tomatoes in it. And he will eat spaghetti with pasta sauce that's got tomatoes in it. But there are some people that I know that, can have things like ketchup, pizza sauce, spaghetti sauce, all that stuff, but they don't like the texture of actual tomatoes. I worked with somebody years ago that was like that. So pineapple on pizza is the best. I'm going to have to try that out because there are several people that I've heard mention that they like pineapple on their pizza. That's actually making me hungry for pizza, and I'm going to be making mutton, not pizza. Yeah, Darren, exactly. I haven't had any supper, so I'm starting to get pretty hungry. But I talked Steve into going to Jumbo Buffet because Jumbo Buffet had some remodeling done. It's this Chinese buffet place here in Louisville. And it was closed for a while, and we didn't know for sure if it was going to reopen. Now it's reopened, and I talked him into going for buffet today, and I wish now that I hadn't because it took me all day for my stomach to get where I felt like I could eat something again, and now I'm hungry. Jackson J, you say your sister's allergic to tomatoes, so has to get white sauce or garlic sauce. Oh, man. I don't know. My doctor may have told me I'm allergic to tomatoes, but I figure if it's not life or death, then screw it. I'm going to eat tomatoes and tomato products. But if she's severely allergic where, like, her throat will swell up or something like that, that's another thing entirely. Chris V, Steve and I both have tried the Mountain Dew Zero Baja Blast. It's pretty good. Steve's a bigger fan of the Baja Blast than I am, but I like it. And garlic sauce is pretty strong. Yeah, I think I've had some garlic sauce and remember it being pretty strong. But you know what? It'll keep the vampires away. Little joke there. But let's see. Has anybody got anything else for me? I know I keep asking that, but I want to give everybody an opportunity to ask or comment on anything that they want to before I get off here. Can I do an Uncle Bill impression? No. I cannot. Only Steve can do an Uncle Bill impression, but I can't. Hey, Steve, come back here and do your Uncle Bill impression. Steve. Blair wanted me to do it, and I can't do an Uncle Bill impression. Steve's coming. He'll do the Uncle Bill impression.
I'm sorry.
That one always makes me laugh when Steve does that. Yeah, Jackson Jack, I agree. It's one of the diet sodas that doesn't taste much different from the normal sodas. Yeah. But Blair, was that good enough that Steve did an Uncle Bill impression? I just honestly cannot do it. I'm not very good doing impressions. My impressions will come out all wrong. I'll have to tell Steve that he made you guys laugh with that. But there's your Uncle Bill impression for the evening. But yeah, I'm going to give it a little bit more here, guys. It's nearly 8 o'clock. It's probably about 1 Darren's time, if Darren's still in here. Yes, Jackson Jack, that is exactly right. Hey, Strange Tennessean. Yeah, I just can't do impressions. That reminds me of some of my coworkers. I generally work with all guys. We do have another girl in our IT department at the library, for which I'm glad. I didn't mind working with all guys, but I felt like I was an odd man out, so to speak, a lot of times, but they would try to do impressions sometimes, and everybody'd be cracking up because some of the impressions the guys did didn't sound anything like who they were trying to do. Hey, Darren's still here, yay. Well, thanks, Blair. I will have to tell Steve that y'all all like that impression. He does it quite a bit here at home, so I get to laugh at it. But like I said, I'm going to give a few more seconds or so before I tie this up. Steve has given me instructions on how to end this, and then I'll holler for him. So, if you've got something you want to comment on, ask me. Speak now or forever hold your peace, or until the next time I'm on. I guess I'm running out of steam here because I'm not, I can't think of anything. If you guys throw stuff at me, I can, well, not literally throw stuff at me, but throw things out there that sometimes jogs my brain and it gets me start talking. But unless I have something prepared to talk about like I do with my live streams, then sometimes I sit here like a big dummy not knowing what to say and tend to ramble. But I'll give it a few more seconds, and so if you guys want to ask anything, comment, any of that, go right ahead. But I'm probably, because it's nearly 8 o'clock, I'm probably going to have to tie this up soon, or else it'll be midnight when I'm actually eating supper. And me being diabetic, I don't think that would be a very good thing to do. So we'll give it about another minute. And probably at 8 o'clock, I'll shut this sucker down. Oh. But I don't think I told y'all where you could get the shirts from, but you can get them from T Public. Here I am whoring my merchandise out here, but they're having a sale right now, so you can get the shirts for like $13. So Darren, I need to watch that Val doc with Steve tomorrow. Okay, I'll try to do that. Did he say that he was going to watch it tomorrow? He probably will if he said he was. But it is now officially 8 o'clock, so I don't know why Sammy's barking, but anyway. Darren, I will definitely watch that documentary with Steve tomorrow if he does indeed watch it. But I'm gonna I'm going to say goodnight for now. And any of you guys that are interested in coming to my live stream on Monday, probably at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, you are welcome to come. And thanks everybody for hanging in here with me for a while. And it was good talking with everybody. And so I'm going to call it a night. Good night, everybody.
Thank you to all of our supporters on Patreon. DEADPIT on Patreon.com is the only place to check out a complete archive of the old DEADPIT radio shows all the way back from 2005 on, in addition to the midweek shows and fan commentaries, exclusive podcasts, and much more. DEADPIT on Patreon.com if you're interested. Tiers start at only $1.